Hey guys, Mel right here. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you guys how to get this beautiful bright purple hair, and I'm also going to be reviewing the new unicorn hair by Limecrime. This stuff is amazing. The colors that they have are so bright, so vivid, so beautiful, and as you can see, so bright. And I was so ecstatic when Limecrime offered to send me a couple samples. So I did this video so you guys can see what this hair color is all about in comparison to Arctic Fox, Manic Panic, Pravana, all those different lines that I have used. I will show you some comparisons of this purple compared to others. I did not have to dilute this purple at all. I did not have to mix it with other colors. The color that you see on my hair is exactly what comes out of the bottle, which for me is amazing because I prefer a pinker toned purple, and a lot of hair dyes are very blue toned, especially if you can't get your hair white and you still have a tiny bit of yellow in your hair or a tiny bit of even pigment in your hair. It's going to be even bluer. So this is a godsend because it is a more pink-based purple, and I think that they were inspired by my hair because my hair has always been very pink-toned, and I'm just putting that out there. Just putting that out there. So if you guys want to see a review and a demonstration on how to use the Limecrime unicorn hair in the shade Pony, then keep on watching.
So first we're going to start with some freshly bleached hair. Mine is not freshly bleached, but it's already purple, so that's okay. But if your hair is not colored, then you're going to want to pre-bleach it to get a nice bright purple. So we're going to grab our Pony shade by Limecrime and start with some fresh, clean hair, but do not condition because that will not allow the color to stick. So now grab your bowl and your brush and just apply the color into the bowl as much as you're going to need. And this stuff lasts a long time. Like, you barely need any product, which is amazing. I only used maybe a fourth of the jar for all my hair. So if you have average thickness hair, you're probably going to use maybe half the jar. So we're going to section our hair into sections at the ear and down the middle, and then start with the one side. And we are going to do 1-inch sections. Make sure there are no tangles, no knots, and we are going to pull the hair nice and taut and then just paint the product on. So this is not diluted at all. I'm using the color straight out of the tube. This is exactly what the color will look like on your pre-lightened hair. If your hair is not pre-lightened, then you will have a different effect. But if you do have pre-bleached hair or a purple tone like myself, then this is the color that you will get. So just make sure you pull your hair nice and taut, because if you don't, it's going to be patchy and chunky and it's just not going to spread evenly. So hold it nice and tight all the way to the tips, especially when you get to the tips, because I find that with semi-permanent hair dye, these areas fade a lot faster. So make sure that you are holding the ends nice and tight so that the color really gets in there and applies nice and evenly. So this hair dye is so creamy, it's very easy to apply. I find that the La Riche Direction semi-permanent hair dye is very, very chunky and isn't as soft and smooth and conditioner-like. So it's a little trickier to apply and doesn't saturate the hair as evenly as this stuff does. So I really like the texture. If you're new to dyeing your hair with semi-permanent dye, I really recommend the Limecrime unicorn hair because it is so creamy and easy to paint on. So now we just flip over the strand and saturate the opposite side because we don't want any dry spots, meaning that we will have patches. So now just use your gloved hand and run your hands down. Make sure that all the hair is saturated. And if I didn't say it before, make sure you use gloves because this stuff will stain your hands, people. It will stain your skin. So if you are new to coloring your hair, make sure to put Vaseline around your hairline so that you don't get any on your scalp because it will stain your scalp. So now we're just going to do the same thing for the rest of this section. We are just going to paint it on in 1-inch sections. If you have thicker hair, I recommend doing a little bit smaller sections because I have very, very, very thin hair. I do not need to use small sections. I can use pretty big sections and my hair is fully saturated. So just a comparison, these are the Limecrime Pony in the middle compared to the Arctic Fox colors. The one on the left was Violet Dream, the one on the right was Purple Rain. The Limecrime shade is the perfect neutral mix of both. In the picture, it did look a little more pink than it really is, and so did the Arctic Fox ones, but as you can see, this shade is the perfect mix of blue and pink, where the Arctic Fox ones, one was too pink and one was too blue. So this one is perfect. I usually have to mix my dyes to make it the perfect shade of purple, and with this, I didn't have to mix it at all. I just used it right out of the jar. So once we finish up with this section, I'm not going to show you the other side of my head. I'm just going to go straight onto the back because the other side of my head, I do it the exact same way. The back of my head is the last section, so I'll show you guys how I do that instead of just wasting your time, you know? So now just twist your hair into a little knot so that it stays out of your face. Because it's saturated in color, it'll kind of just stay there for you. So now that I've gone onto the back, I've blended the two sides together so there's a little top knot on my head. And because, again, I have such thin hair, this part is easier for me. If you do have thicker hair, I recommend getting a friend or using a mirror along with another mirror to make sure that all your pieces are covered. And because I have such long roots, I can see exactly the areas that need to be painted purple, so that also makes it easier for me. So if you are going all the way up to your roots, again, I recommend using a mirror for this part. There's no rhyme or reason for what I do here. I just section it off as if I was back combing my hair, and just look in the mirror, make sure everything's colored, and your hands are your friends. So feel around, feel if there are any spots that are not feeling as wet, that need a little bit more pigment, need a little bit more saturation. Make sure there's no dry spots. So as I said, no rhyme or reason here, just grabbing different sections and just painting it on. I'm very lucky in this way that I have thin hair because it's very easy and quick for me to do this. But if you have thicker hair, get a friend, use your mom, use your boyfriend, use your girlfriend, do what you're gonna do. So what I find easiest is to grab the back pieces and twist them around the front bun. And this keeps it all out of your face and out of your way when you're waiting for the color to develop. And there's my daughter, and she's wanted to say hi. So wait 1 hour, wash your hair with cold water, and this is what you're left with. The most beautiful, perfect purple, pinky toned purple of all time. I cannot recommend this hair color more, you guys. It is so creamy, so easy to use, and you only have to leave it in for an hour to get this beautiful color.
And if you guys are interested, I will be doing another video in the next couple weeks using the, what shade is this? Bunny shade. This is the bubblegum cotton candy kind of pink shade. It is more of a toner, I was told, so it just gives your hair that nice kind of pink hue to it without being like this but pink. So I'm going to be doing my blonde wig using this shade in about a week or so. So if you want to see how that turns out, then make sure to subscribe so you'll be alerted when that video comes out. And if you're even not interested in pink hair, subscribe anyways and like this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.